Hey guys, Chris here. Did a rescape on the 40 breeder. Today I'm going to walk you through that. Here's what it looked like beforehand. First I just drained the tank, moved out the sponge filters into another tank to make sure they kept the cycle. I already knew what was going into this tank beforehand, and it's going to be all these cories except for the albinos. Also there's 3-spot gourami here. And a pair of green severums as well. For scaping materials, we're using Texas Holy Rock and some driftwood that I found while out hiking. First thing I did is get it all drained down, get those filters moved out like I was saying. And I got it cleaned up, got the algae and everything scraped off using a razor blade. We used a hot water spray bottle and a little scrub pad. I just sprayed down all the inside and everything to kind of loosen the algae up, and just scraped it off with the razor blade, fairly easy. Thought that'd make a pretty cool shot there. If you clean your tank up with glass cleaner, make sure you put the glass cleaner on the paper towel first and not the glass. That way you don't have it on the inside of the tank any. Went ahead and cleaned up the back at the same time and the sides as well. Well, I wouldn't have to worry about it afterwards. I'm putting a blue background on it here, and this is what I usually use for blue backgrounds, is the just blue wrapping paper. When I do black backgrounds, I use the black poster board. Got the blue background on it and everything, and now I'm just filling it up. And once I got it filled, I tried to get all the debris floating around and everything from scraping off the algae. Tried to get all that cleaned up. I piled all the sand to one side, a little section that was about a foot wide, and then all the way from front to back. Made it about 1.5 inches deep because the cory cats are going to be trying to move sand around, and I didn't have a whole lot of sand, so needed it high in one spot and then just enough to cover the glass and the rest. I used lava rock here to has a kind of retaining wall. Worked pretty well. As you can see, I threw a little bit of the sand over the top of the lava rocks to kind of make them blend in a little more. And for plants here, we're just using jungle val, and I got a clipping or two of crypts. And I put in a piece of bulbitus and java fern as well. Not a whole lot of plants to start with here, but they're going to grow in quite quickly and hopefully overtake this tank in no time. Again, this is that piece of driftwood that I found out hiking. Got it all nice and cleaned up and everything. I think it looks pretty wicked. Here I was just playing with that other branch, seeing if I could find a good spot for it. The big piece would only really go in that way. Either that or I would have had to flip it around facing the other direction. It just didn't look right that way. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it lined up with that other one to where it looked similar, like it was coming off of a tree that was, you know, near the same area. And there's where I got it lined up the correct way. Kind of got an idea of exactly how I wanted to do it, but this thing changed a whole lot before I actually got it done. This is that Texas Holy Rock that I'm using here. Wish I would have had more, but had to use what I had laying around. I just piddled with it for a little bit and tried to get it shoved in spots where it looked like the, you know, root structure was growing around the rocks, like the rocks forced the roots around and everything. Like I said, it just kept changing and everything. I'd like the way one thing looked, and then didn't like the way another thing looked, and would change that, and then I didn't like the way something else looked, and so it would just continue to change over and over. And finally, I've now got it into a spot where I sort of like it, but it'll probably still change a little bit more. If you stuck through this video this long, I'm going to give you a little teaser here of our next project we're working on. This will be coming here in the next week or two. Go ahead and take this time real quick to go ahead and do the little spiel of hit that notification bell and that subscribe button, and we could always use some help sharing this out. Hit that 1,000 subscriber goal. Finally, after a little while, got it into a spot where I sort of liked it, and this is what I first came up with. It looks alright, but I still didn't like the way that the rocks underneath the stump there turned out, so I still ended up changing it quite a bit. When I planted the plants here, like I said, I built that one area up. I knew the cory cats would continue to dig at the bottom of the plants and everything, end up uprooting them, and if I didn't have it deep enough there, they would never stay down. Planted all that jungle val against that back wall, and then put one of the crypts there in the middle, and then I attached the bulbitus and java fern onto the rocks in the log. And unfortunately, even after soaking it for about a week, it still floated whenever I filled it up. Ended up having to pin it down for a couple more days before it would stay. And here's what it looks like a couple days later after I finally got it to stay down and moved a few rocks around to where I kind of liked it again. And this is how it's still staying right now. As you can see, I moved the big rock on the right to where it would cover up that second sponge filter. That was my biggest thing. I was just trying to hide the sponge filters to where you wouldn't really see them much. I think I did a pretty decent job of it. You see a little bit of them, but not too much. And the lava rock retaining wall kind of blends in pretty good there. It's still probably going to change some more. A few things I don't like about it, but hopefully I can find some more Texas Holy Rock, and then that'll help out. I can put a few more in it and figure things out. Adding fish here. This was 2 or 3 days after I finished it. We got the white crappie there on the left. Got a couple cories and the blue gourami or 3-spot gourami. They ended up with 6 cories in there, 7. And then we also have the turquoise severums that are in there as well. So far all the fish are seeming to like the tank and everything. And as I said before, the cories are steadily digging at the roots and everything, but I think I got it deep enough on that area that the roots are going to hold on and everything, and I allowed that couple days for the roots to kind of set themselves into the sand. And this was a little bit of video footage from today, whenever I actually put this video out. Let me know your thoughts on the scape and everything, and how you like it. Anything you would change about it, just put it in the comments below. And anything else you want to know about the tank or the fish, just comment those below as well. Hopefully I'll have some more of these scaping videos coming out pretty soon. And as I said, that teaser in the middle of the video, that'll be coming out here in the next week or two as well. Just leave y'all with a little music here and let y'all enjoy the tank. Y'all have a good one.